Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Harmon with the J. Harmon Home Team, powered by Keller Williams, with my new friend Adowa Taylor.
Yes.
Teacher, housemaster, amazing shake organizer extraordinaire.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
All right, awesome. So we're here at John Coleman Elementary, which I actually went to in first grade.
That's amazing.
This beautiful building did not exist.
No,
by the
I was
way.
in the old building, by the way.
That place was scary.
Many of years.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was scary.
It's still there. Like, you should go over there. I should take you over there.
Is there like
Yes.
classes in it?
Head starts there. currently.
Really?
Yes.
Man, that was a long time ago. I bet. Hopefully, it's better than when I was there.
They have remodeled a little bit. It's still a nice old building.
Yeah, for sure.
But lots of memories there.
Well, the new facility is beautiful.
Yes.
And very comfortable, it seems like.
Yes.
So, we just got done doing the what would you call it? The introduction handshake.
It was round one of the handshake. So, well, round two actually. The first round was narrowed down to the top 16 of our fifth graders. Mm-hmm. So there were 4 representatives of each house. So now they were at the top. We had the top 16, and they had to work the room with some judges from the community, and you were a part of that.
Hey, and they're fifth graders.
Yes.
And they're in a room full of grown-ups.
Yes.
And I'm telling you what, they killed it.
Well, good.
I mean, and I hope this doesn't sound weird, the worst of them
Right.
was fantastic.
Yes.
You know, so for us to try to judge who's got a firmer handshake or who makes better eye contact or is better at striking up conversation and keeping a conversation flowing, there was a couple that kind of stood head and shoulders above the rest, but
Right.
but man, for the most part, it was encouraging to see
Yes.
that much energy and that much confidence
Yes.
from that many of the kids.
And that's why the Amazing Shake was started, because it's so important to teach these kids how to have those soft skills. Because if we don't teach them, then most of the time parents will teach them, but it's our job as a teacher to teach them those soft skills as well. So we want to make sure they have those strong skills to go out in the community to be an important person in their field. So.
Well, and guiding and coaching is important, but nothing can supplant just experience.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And what better way to do that than in a safe environment where there's nothing really at stake, you know, but yet you've got a willing group to say, okay, look, you know, next time try this or whatever.
Right. And last week we had a whole school-wide competition. So we had one student from each grade level from each house. They were they were recognized as the top. So not only are we doing it for 5th grade, but we're starting with kindergarten as well. So
good.
It's throughout the whole school.
That's so awesome.
Yes.
Good job.
Thanks.
Now, you are the housemaster.
I am the
and
housemaster.
I was not familiar with that term, so explain that to me.
Okay, so my job is to organize all of the things that's related to our houses. So we have 4 houses here at John Coleman. So we have the house of Sueño, which is the house of dreams, and we have the house of Tharos, which is the house of courage, and we have the house of Fidato, which is the house of trust, and we have the house of Esperi, which is the house of hope. So each kid is placed. So there's a nice wheel. We have this wheel, and new students come in and they spin the wheel, and that's how they learn which house they're in. So every month we have a house meeting, and so every kid goes to a house meeting, but usually we come together as a whole school and we do our house chants. So like each house has a chant, and they have all these songs that go along with the house chants. And then we meet once a month, and you meet with your mentor. So not only are the kids in the house, but every adult in the building is in the house, from the custodian to the cafeteria workers. So everybody is placed in the house. And so each kid receives a mentor. So the mentor follows that kid the whole time they're here. So from pre-K on up to 5th, they have a mentor and they're placed in the house. So you're always in the house for the duration of your time here at John Coleman.
Oh, wow. That is very cool. Mm-hmm. And this may be an ignorant question, but
I'm not in the house.
You're the lone wolf. That's
me. And last year I had a co-master. It was my first year with the co-master, because it can get a little busy trying to do all the things by myself. So my co-master is Tiffany Gross, and so she helps me. So she last year was in the House of Fadato, but she had to back out because she helps me, and she had to be a neutral party too. But I root for every house, so I mean, I don't have a favorite house, but I root for them all. So, but each kid can earn house points every day. So we have a thing called the Essential 10, and here's the poster, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So the Essential 10, we go over these. These are the rules that we came up with here at the school, and that we feel that is very important that each student follows, and like it's something we embed in them every single day. So, and these Essential 10s were pulled from the Ron Clark Academy book. He wrote a book, and so these were the top that we felt that our John Coleman kids needed. So the first one is, of course, respect yourself and your environment and everyone around you. Respect, listen to, and obey all adults in the building, on the bus, on the field trip, wherever you are. So making sure you've been very respectful. When spoken to, respond in a courtesy manner. Show appreciation by saying thank you when given something. Learn from your mistakes and move on. And if someone is in the class wins or does something well, make sure you congratulate them. We are big about making sure we congratulate
we all celebrate
everybody.
together.
Celebrate together, that's right.
I love it.
If you win or do well at something, do not brag. If you lose, do not show anger. Always be positive, enjoy life, and smile, and leave all excuses at the door, and never settle for less than your best. So those are the 10 essentials. So each kid, like in the school building, if you're demonstrating these, teachers, any teacher, any person in the building can give points. So each week on announcements, we'll make an announcement which house is in the lead, or when you're coming in, we have a flagpole. So whoever's in the lead that week, the flag is flying. So as soon as they get into the building, they can already notice
super
who's
excited,
right. They're super excited on Monday which house is in the lead. So we let them know by the points. And so if you're doing something well that earns those points, you get a house point.
Now, you say this is John Coleman's 10 essentials, but I mean, honestly, those are pretty darn good rules for everybody to live by, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I agree. So.
I mean, that's a mindset situation right there, and if you can do those 10 things, there's a whole lot of other stuff that we have rules about that fall into place, don't they?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that is very cool.
And from the house points, each month or 9 weeks, the houses earn a house party. So the house parties consist of like a glow stick party, so they're rewarded for their good behavior and working hard, or a pizza party. So
wait. Positive encouragement?
Positive encouragement.
What?
Yes.
That's shocking.
No. So we hadn't had our first house party yet, but the first house party is going to be a pizza party. So we ask businesses in the community to help with those things. So shout out to CC's in Smyrna. They're going to donate some pizzas to us for the first house party. So
I like their macaroni and cheese pizza.
I love their cinnamon dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza.
It's delicious.
Yes, it
is delicious.
So we earn house points, and then you get a house party. But we also do other things, like each house does a community service project. You might have seen the canned food drive out there. That's sponsored by the House of Swainyo. So whichever house brings in the most canned goods gets 125 points.
That's a lot, isn't it?
That is a lot. So
wow. Well, very cool. So I know you guys you did the Ron Clark Academy, and you know this is a big part of that.
Yes.
What would you say, as far as having the houses, what would you say has been, you guys have done it for about 4 years, I think you said.
Yes.
What would you say has been the biggest change from when you didn't have it to now, as far as, like, let me rephrase. Why would you encourage another school to adopt this program? Like, what has grown and happened?
What has grown here at John Coleman, I would say the kids are more confident about themselves. They feel like not that they didn't belong, but they are eager and excited to come to school and be a part of a great community. I would think that they are more built to be leaders, because at the Ron Clark Academy, if you Google Ron Clark Academy, you can see that he really pushes like leadership, and he pushes those kids to be very independent, and he pushes everybody to take ownership of every kid in the building. So I would say now that we have bought in all of our faculty and staff here that everybody is responsible for every single kid in this building to make a difference in their lives. So if you hadn't started the Ron Clark Academy or been to the Ron Clark Academy or don't know anything about it, I would say do your research about it, because it teaches you a lot of good things to build that community in your school.
Mm-hmm. You don't think that having 4 houses like that divides the school?
No, it creates, it's just like a family, like you have your family within your family, so it creates a bond, but it also creates you to be a little bit competitive, because you always want your house to be the winner, of course, but it creates ownership of things. It teaches kids to own up for their actions, own up for making a difference, and showing that their house is the best house.
Well, and it also takes a body of students this big and chops it into 4,
yes,
right? And so now you have specific adults for each of those, so it makes it easier for them to keep up with who they should keep up with. And then also those kids form a deeper connection. A lot of bigger churches do like the life groups and the little house groups or whatever.
Yes.
So
I agree. Even at this year, this is the first year that we implemented eating in your houses for breakfast. So it's really cool just to see those little kids and the big kids interacting. So it does build that relationship with.
It gives a commonality from a 5th grader to a kindergartner.
Yes, and they look out for each other in their houses.
That's awesome.
So at breakfast time, it's sweet just to go in there and to see them all sitting in their houses and just mingling with all friends regardless. Yeah. But they take ownership of their house, which is really important.
It's so good. So let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about the Amazing Shake.
Okay.
Because this is my 2nd year helping with it.
Yes.
And it's really cool.
It's really big.
To see that. So where did it start? When did you guys get into it?
So we got into it a couple of years ago, like 4 years ago. Our first principal, Miss Ann Haley, came to us and said, hey, let's do the Amazing Shake. And I was like, okay, because it's at Ron Clark. It's a big deal in Ron Clark. So last year was the first year that it went county-wide, where we compete, like the students here competed, and then they were able to compete against other students in the county. Mm-hmm. So, and then from there, they chose 2 people to go to Ron Clark's Amazing Shake in Georgia. So it starts with, and this year is the first year too that city will be able to participate as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's grown a lot. So it just teaches those soft skills that kids need. And
so like what? Like what are the specific things that they work on?
So they work on handshake, they work on eye contact, and they work on conversational speech. So just that interpersonal skills, making sure they can hold a conversation, making sure they can keep the conversation going, asking questions, just all those soft skills that are very important in life.
It's interesting. I don't remember ever being taught how to shake hands.
I don't either.
I mean, I do, right? Like
Right.
I shake hands, and I feel like I have a nice, firm handshake, but I don't remember ever purposely being told, okay, listen, when you shake hands, you make eye contact, all of those things.
No.
And now you guys are being purposeful about how to present yourself. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
I wonder what happened. Like, because I feel like I'm okay with it.
Yes.
But I was never taught.
Yes.
What do you think? Why do you think it's important to actually purposely teach that instead of relying on the kid to naturally pick it up?
I think if we don't never teach them, then they won't ever. I mean, I think they'll get it naturally, but they'll be better at it. Like it'll be intentional when they go out for an interview. And sooner, exactly. It'll be intentional and sooner, and they'll know the importance. Like, hey, now I see why I was taught to have great eye contact or to have great handshake and great conversational skills, and not to say and all the time. Mm-hmm. So, the Amazing Shake this year added a new component. So if you use or like, you automatically get 10 points deducted. So that's really setting the bar high, because I do it all the time.
Same here.
So you just really have to consciously think about how you're communicating with others.
Sure.
And interacting with others.
And I mean, ultimately, that's just a habit that we form. And a lot of times it's because we don't stop and think about what we're going to say before we say it. So we get in the middle of it.
And then we're like,
yes. What was I saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Or where did I go with this? Or,
Right.
Whatever it happens to be. So, yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. And we have house ambassadors here, so we really teach them those skills as well, because a lot of people in the community come in, and so they greet them, and they go to, like, last week they were invited to the first town hall meeting, and so they had to greet people to come in from the town hall meeting. So just teaching those skills early is very important, but to make sure you stand out. And
well, they were impressive.
Were you there?
Well, no.
In there, yes.
For this, they were very impressive.
Yes.
Sharp kids, and I mean, they were all over it, And they would ask me questions, and I I remember at least twice looked at them and went, "What?
Yes.
Like did I just hear you ask that very grown up question?"
Right. So the next round will be the luncheon, and it will take place today at 11:45, and then there will be a different round of judges come in, and they're going to be judging them on their table manners, and their conversational skills, and their eye contact. So
wow.
The next round is going to be pretty intense. So
I don't want to be judged on my table manners.
So we're going to take the top 16 down to the top 8.
Wow.
So
that's
cut
exciting.
it in half. Yes. So we went over all the things about how you should have proper etiquette at the table. So I'm excited to see them in this next round today.
That is very cool. So the lessons that go along with all of that, the handshaking and the eye contact and the table manners, all of that, do all of the kids get that, and these happen to be the best 16, or do they sign up to be in the contest, and that's when you teach them, or how does that work?
So within the houses, we always work on those things with the kids, with all the kids in the school building, but there's a different level for the 5th grade because it is a countywide competition. So, but every kid in the building gets that, but they do have to give permission to participate in the 5th grade Amazing Shake.
Gotcha. Oh, it's very cool. Mm-hmm. So how long have you been in education?
I have been in education 21 years.
Wow.
Yes.
And why education? What did you have one teacher? What was it that said this is for me?
I had a grandmother who was a teacher, and I rode to school with her every day. I saw her live it every day, and she just inspired me to be a teacher. So that's how
awesome.
I became a teacher.
Have you always been here in Rutherford County?
I've always been here at Rutherford County and at John Coleman.
21 years here at this school.
Yes.
You've seen some changes, huh?
I have seen a lot of changes.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Sharp Springs didn't even exist 21 years ago, did it? Or did it? If it did, it was brand new.
I think it was like brand new.
Like
yes.
brand new.
Yes. It was always a park there, so it was there.
Okay.
But like brand new,
yeah.
But this was my first job right out of, I taught at Project Help for a little while, and then I came here. So
that's awesome.
My first job right out of MTSU.
Obviously you love it, or else you wouldn't be here.
Yes. No, I love it.
What's the most challenging thing in education right now?
The most challenging thing, and I would say that because I teach special education, is just making sure that every kid is included in everything, no matter what it is. So just making sure inclusion is number one for those kids.
Are you familiar with the Rotary Project, the all-inclusive playground?
Yes, I can't wait till it opens. Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited about it.
I'm very excited about it. I'm a Rotarian, and Governor Lee just gave $75,000 towards it.
One of my old students was there, and her mom was there, and they signed I think they signed something I saw on Facebook, but I was so excited.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. So it's gonna be super cool.
It's gonna be very cool.
Yep.
Well, you have to come back for round 4 for the gauntlet, and that's a new piece for the Amazing Shake.
The gauntlet?
Yes.
That sounds terrible.
But it's just where they have different scenarios where it could be like walk the red carpet, and people are judging them on how they're interacting with the people on outside, or they could bake a cake. It could be all kind of things. They could come up with a commercial. They have to make up a commercial on the scene. So they're not only being judged on their eye contact and handshake, but how they interact and how they cheer on their friends during the competition. So that's next level after the luncheon today.
That sounds fantastic.
And then after the luncheon, then we're going to go to a business community, and they have to interact with like the manager, interview people in the store. So that'll be the last round.
Wow.
So it's a big thing.
It is. It's so exciting.
Yes.
Well, I am grateful to be allowed to be part of it.
Yes.
And
we greatly appreciate you coming.
I'm at your disposal, whatever you need.
Yes.
So just let me know.
All right.
But it was a pleasure meeting you and talking with you. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
And hey, this is Jonathan Harmon with Ottawa Taylor. And I told you, extraordinaire. And if you guys don't believe that now, I don't know what's wrong with you.
No.
So anyway,
I love
thank you so much.
Thank you. All right.
Thanks for watching.